Stand with the light or drop into darkness at Florida's best anime convention. It's MetroCon 2017, Faithful vs. Fallen, featuring 4 days of events, panels, and special guests. The Ghosts will play with the Metro Star Party, ignite the heart at the Metro Fire Show, relax yourself at the Fantasy Masquerade, laugh it all off with Metro Night Live, search for fame in the Rhythm City Chronicles, and choose your side at the Anime Human Combat Chess Match. And that's not all. Be sure to shop for swag in the humongous dealer's room, dance the night away at the Metro Massive Rave Party, compete for glory in one of several contests, and of course, meet some amazing special guests. This year's guest lineup includes artist No Flutter, cosplayer Pikachu, singer Caleb Hiles, Ray Chase, Max Middleman, Robbie Damon, Paul St. Peter, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, Christina V, Vic Manana, MetroCon favorite Scott McNeil, and the man himself, Steve Bloom. So head to metroconventions.com to get your tickets today. Then meet us at the Tampa Convention Center August 3rd through 6th, 2017 for 4 whole days of anime fun. It's MetroCon. Keep the gear turning on.
Into the midst of this conspiracy steps a small group of heroes. Their adventures will take them far to the north and into the heart of the Empire. They will be both Catspaw and foil. They will be embroiled in politics and war. And they alone will save the Empire from its greatest enemy, the enemy within.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Enemy Within, live here on RVTV. How we all doing, everybody? Yes, folks, it's time for another exciting night of TRPG action with Warhammer Online here on RVTV. I'm the Shades, and I got my boys with me. I've got Matty Jay, Mike Shell, Mildra the Monk, and we got an announcement to make, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce you to the newest official member of the RVT family, BioHybrid, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Twist it. Okay, get it. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The lady is in the room. And
the lady. I have a standard.
Sentai, I saw what you did, and I am not going to dave you, but I am judging you.
I haven't seen Death Battle today, so don't tell me anything yet.
He made a very bad pun.
I haven't seen today's the Death Battle between Metal Sonic and Zero. I don't know what the next Death Battle is. Don't spoil it.
Spoil it or Dave.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing.
Thank you.
I know nothing. I saw nothing. That is the worst Sergeant Sharp I've ever done.
I know nothing.
Also, word of warning, I have alcohol.
When I asked how much, he said a lot.
Plenty.
When I asked what kind, he said
plenty.
So Lord Fussy Butt has become Lord Drunky Butt.
Oh. Hashtag Lord Drunky Butt.
Oh, actually, it'd probably be more like Lord Dwarven Butt.
But yeah,
no
matter
Drunky
what
Butt, Drunky Butt wins. Lord Drunky Butt wins.
But yeah,
we got
also, I'm gonna get this out of the way so we can enjoy some tabletop gaming. The Bullet Club and Scott Steiner win. Period.
Oh God. Also, we've been eyeing a potential 5th player to our team, and he's actually in the chat right now. Tony Helms joining us for the first time in one of our streams.
Welcome.
Give him a minute. He's muted his mic.
Yeah, he's technically in the call room, but he's muted his mic because he wants to hear us live. And
Hello. Hello.
There we
go. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going mute again.
But basically, we can show him how we do our streams here in RBT. You've seen me pop in over at the Helmsman a couple times. And, Tony, I know you're listening. I will be joining you this weekend for Jackbox Party Pack. So you can count on that. But now you get to see how we do things. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot going on.
How we do downtown.
Yep. Okay. First off, let me get this out of the way. Fuck the revival.
I knew
Fair
we couldn't
enough.
get through a show without that.
Also, fuck Konami.
Yes.
There you
Fuck
go.
Konami.
That's the one.
I already got that out of my system last week.
Still needs to be said.
They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything newly stupid to piss me off yet. Though what they did last time was pretty off pissing.
You know, this is one of those things where even if they haven't pissed anybody off, it's just a good idea to have that written on a cup of coffee in case the Young Bucks show up.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, there was that Photoshop image of Kojima drinking out of a cup that said Konami tears.
I still remember that.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know about it is because of who retweeted it. Norman Reedus.
Oh,
Izzy
yeah.
would be so happy to hear that.
Which makes sense because when the whole Silent Hills thing got canceled, he was furious.
Yeah, because it was a big fucking deal. I mean,
Let's see.
That's some paycheck for him.
Not
Well,
to mention,
not only that, he's an avid gamer himself.
Oh, true
And-
there.
this was a big fucking project. This was a huge thing. I mean, PT was a hot seller. This thing could have made bank for them, and Konami just literally threw it away. They threw away what could have been one of their biggest paychecks ever because they had to get rid of Kojima. You know what? See what they got you. Nothing but pain.
Yep. And then they had the nerve to say that Kojima was disparaging their good name.
That would imply they had any good name left.
And all that he said was, I have nothing to do with Metal Gear Survive.
Yep.
You know what? I'm combining the two hashtags. Hashtag fuck the Konami.
Yeah, that'll work. So anyway,
Back
so
to
after so when we last left our heroes, I was trying to go for the Earthworm Jim intro guy, but yeah, I'm not British enough.
When we left all heroes.
Close enough.
You're welcome.
You guys had just had to deal with the whole thing with the mutants and the stolen gunpowder, and our resident wizard had to unfortunately take their leave. Now, Matty, I'm going to need you to prep the Law and Order button, please.
Oh, God.
Cody was already ahead of you in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. It is now day 5, known as Festdag in the Imperial calendar. Late. As far as the weather goes, it's slightly foggy. It's not nearly as rainy as it was as it was yesterday. It's just kind of, it's very London.
That's a simple way to put it.
Yep.
Which is ironic because if you look at the way the Empire is set up, it's very German. But Festag is known as the Imperial Day Off. So everybody's, and Averheim is no exception. Everybody is enjoying a day away from places of business. The docks are quieter than the other towns. The lime kilns, the tanneries, the warehouses along the waterfront close up. The stockyards are running on a skeleton staff. One of the few places that is open for business is the taverns.
No surprise there.
Booze!
I'll drink to that. Literally.
But in the morning, as you guys head down, the first thing that you notice is that normally there's only a handful of people, maybe like 35 at the most in the tavern for the place. You go down there and you see a lot more people. It looks like it's enough people to you think that either a wedding, a funeral, or an Irish wedding happened.
I lean more towards the latter.
And I only make that joke because I mentioned before that at an Irish wedding once, the preacher had said, "Would all the married men stand next to someone who has made your life worth living?" The bartender was almost crushed to death. Now, fortunately, you've got a lot of people who are just looking to enjoy their day off and not looking to start shit. You do see a few of the scholars in the back who are very, very uncomfortable. And the bartender goes, "Oi, fussy butt! Somebody left a package out for you out front."
Hey!
Remind me to have a chat with that Wizard of Oz when she comes back.
And
Same
for
from
those playing at
your
home,
wizard
she
friend, mate.
got home and she lived very. She lived. So never mind. Fuck that. Fuck it.
Joke aborted. Mildra, continue.
She basically goes, "It ain't from your wizard friend, mate. It's from that Weiss fella."
Oh dear. Let's see what he has to say.
All right. As you head out and you see that there was a package. It has his signature and a sealed envelope that has the red arrow symbol. So who's gonna open the box and who's gonna open the envelope?
I'll take care of the envelope.
All right.
I'll
Not
take the
big
box.
dude. You want the box, Mike? All right.
I'll take the box.
All right. We'll handle the box part in a minute. And anyway, so you open the box. Hit the buzzer, please. I
Hey, Matty, what time is it?
Words.
Damn
I can
it! It
answer
always
that.
catches me off guard.
I'm sure I can answer that.
Oh,
Whenever you hit
It's
the button, right?
monk o'clock, mother.
get in there! Get the fuck in there! That was almost in unison on my end.
Anyway, so you open the envelope. You see that it definitely has a note. It's definitely a noble's handwriting. That this isn't forged, and basically says, While I have to express my extreme disappointment that the gunpowder was unable to be recovered. That is a matter I will deal with later. I should at least give you my thanks for recovering the other valuables. Inside this container, you'll find some of that merchandise, silks from northern Araby. In the spirit of business, I would perhaps invite you to try and sell them to some of the merchants on this day off to get a little bit of perspective. Sincerely, Kurd Weiss.
Some silks. He's trying to point us somewhere, I think. As I recall, there was a silk seller in town.
Yep, and I believe it. And if you recall, it was that same silk seller who had a problem with his boat. With boat being on fire.
Yeah. Mildra, are you doing that whole subtle guiding again?
I believe the term you're looking for is long-term booking.
Don't think I didn't catch that. Nonetheless, so of course, we checked the. Obviously, we're gonna check to make sure, see if there's nothing else hidden inside there, in that box besides the silks.
Yep.
The only at the bottom is what looks like a medallion with the twin-tailed comet of Sigmar on it. Nothing too major. It's a bit of a superstition that some people have to put some sort of item with a holy image in the package for good luck.
Huh. Symbol of good luck. Given the way things are going these days, we could actually use some of that. I'll go ahead and take that amulet then and hold on to it. But
right. Make sure to note that in your possessions. I'm not going to put that as any encumbrance because there's no point, and I don't feel like fucking around with decimals or how much a silver dollar actually weighs, because that's what it's the size of. Just instead of Kennedy's head on it, it's a comet.
Right. Is there a thing for possessions on my character sheet, or should I just make a separate paper for that?
It's gonna be under equipment.
Oh, I don't have enough room. Oh, wait, here we go. I see it now. Okay.
But and because so you have a couple options. Yeah, you can. Given that, well, obviously somebody's going to do carrying duty. There's a decent amount of silks. So it's just a matter of finding a buyer.
Let's say, cheater, you take the silks.
Yeah.
Referring to Matty's character.
You mean Ollie or the Whistler?
The Whistler.
Whistler, you're our strong man here.
Yeah.
You carry the silks. I think I know exactly where I can take these.
All right.
They don't seem too heavy. Puts them on the shoulder. I sadly underestimated. But I feel fine. I need to work out. But I feel fine. I need to work out.
To be fair, most of the weight isn't coming from the contents. It's the package itself. It's in a heavy chest.
Of course. That's okay. It's arm day anyways.
Oy.
All right, so you end up heading to the docks right about here, and you see that his boat is still charred, but it's not complete. It's not completely ruined. Just that it looks like some of the wood is a bit blackened, especially on the top end of things. Nothing too major. You can probably get it fixed, but he's not gonna. He's there. Nobody involved with woodworking or tannery is really gonna be doing any sort of business today.
Obviously.
But you go You you go to the as you approach, you do see a stand nearby, but the off thing is that he's not really there. The only person there is his wife. She's basically running the not more of making sure the whole thing is clean and nobody tries to snatch anything on a day like today.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So what are you gonna do?
Well, at this point, no sense wasting time. I'll calmly walk up. Madam, pleasure to see you today.
Hello there, sir. Ah, I remember you. I remember you lot. You're the ones who helped out when the boat caught fire. Did you ever catch who did that?
We're still working on a few leads. It's becoming a lot more complicated than we originally thought. But perhaps we could help in other matters. Is your husband available to speak with?
You know what day today is, right, stranger?
Oh, I'm very well aware. Normally I wouldn't do this, but time is of the essence, and quite frankly, the sooner we get this dealt with, the sooner we can move on to finding out who caused your damage, so that we can get that matter settled once and for all.
Well, ask yourself this: where would a gentleman with a few shillings to burn be on a day like today?
The bar.
Fair point. He's probably drunk off his ass.
She motions to the right towards the direction of the upright pig.
Part of me doesn't want to go in there with all this silk.
For once, your small brain actually comes up with an intelligent thought.
Hey, I'm quiet, not dumb.
I had
quiet,
to.
Not dumb.
Yep.
Pussy butt.
Remember, I have a superiority complex. I'm going to do that.
Yep.
And since the chief in charge of deflating your ego is no longer around, that job goes to me.
Matty said since the chief in charge of deflating my ego is no longer around, he has to come fill in the slack.
I'll allow it.
You have the lady's blessing.
You get a pass.
Matty, hit that button.
On it.
You get a pass.
Besides, doing business with a drunkard is never a good idea. I've learned that from experience. My father had quite a few bad dealings because of that. Still,
Tell you what, let's bring this to our inn. Make sure it's secure. First thing in the morning tomorrow, we take care of business.
Seems like the only thing we can do, but we better make sure this is safe. Lord knows people are gunning for us already.
All right, very well then. One of the guards passed by. He was asking if he'd seen you. He's looking for a Von Brenner.
Huh. Well, it's nice to know someone actually knows my name for once. But I wonder what they were looking for me for. Or any Von Brenner. Thank you for the information. We'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Pardon me for prying, but what's in the box?
It's actually what we wanted you to discuss with your husband. We have procured some fine silks that he might be interested in.
Silks? Well, that's all going to depend on how fine they are, and anybody can bring in a few silks.
Sounds to me like you know a thing or two about how silks are.
I know that where they come from is more important. Is sometimes just as important.
Well, perhaps we can get a better bargaining chip if we know what we're getting ourselves into. Whistler, show her.
He goes over. Don't say, watch your feet. It's a little heavy. Shows her the goods.
She examines them. These are from Araby. And looks. You see her picking up some and holding, kind of examining texture, looking at pattern. These look like they came right out, and we're on the way to ship. Normally this sort of thing is a bigger deal in Middelheim. How'd you get? It's quite a find. How'd you get a hold of that?
Doing good deeds often brings great rewards, my dear. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get away from my family's business.
And yet here you are making business deals.
Yes, I said my family's business. I didn't say I didn't want to get into business for myself.
I will not ask what your family's business is, but I will make a deal. He really should be getting back by now. He's don't tell him I said this, but he's not good at holding it. Not as much as he likes to think he is. So she goes over to a purse and counts 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 I will give you 20 shillings now, and the remaining 20 for them if you can bring back my husband.
Are we talking what, gold, silver?
That's about 45 coppers.
Make that 50 copper, we'll do the job.
25 each. Last offer.
I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
Very well. But to be safe, we'll have to leave one of our men behind. It's not that we don't trust you, dear, but if there's one thing we've learned in this town is never to trust anybody.
Understandable. I could use an extra pair of hands around here, if only for a little while.
Not it. Not besides, you'll need some strong arms in that bar. I get the feeling.
Yeah, my blade would probably cleave too many heads before it finds its true target.
Yes, I don't think we'll need that. And hell, just one of us can be the talker, the other one can be the muscle. So yeah, you stay behind, Wesley, you're with me.
Coop.
So then me and Whistler head off to the Upright Pig.
Yep. As you're walking there, you and Hank. Sorry about that. You immediately hear his voice along with some stomping going. I walk in the bar and the fellas all cheer. They order me up a whiskey and beer. You ask me why I'm singing this song. Some call it tavern, but I call it home. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Pour my beer down the sink. I've got more in the trunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. And I'm gonna be drunk till the next time I'm drunk.
Did you really just sing Dropkick?
You say that like it's a bad thing there, Bio.
Yeah.
I just noticed. I just know that song.
I
The one
have a
that was
special love for drinking songs.
I don't know I can't remember who sings it, but we're drinking, fight. We're drinking,
That's Foggy
fight.
Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I know my Celtic punk.
When it comes to this kind of stuff, it's usually either Flogging Molly or Dropkick Murphys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I should have probably,
that is Flogging
used
Molly.
it.
I'll do the Matty o'clock later.
Now I probably should have gone with a German drinking song, but the problem is I cannot do when it comes to reading German or Danish or the like. I'm not very good at it.
I'm mostly German myself, and even I don't have the accent, the inflections down.
It's more the fact that how German is written is kind of weird.
Yeah, the dialect
why,
is very tricky.
I remember a friend of mine having to translate Metamorphosis, and he was banging his head against the wall to try and get it right. But in all fairness, even professional linguists have said that the English language is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, it's the language we speak, but let's be honest, there's some things about it that logically makes no goddamn sense.
Yep. But anyway, as if you see him surrounded by a few people, and yeah, he's clear. It's not even noon yet, and he's already had a few.
A few? Sounds to me like he's had enough.
Now, to be fair, I think part of him does probably deserve it after dodging nearly losing his entire business. At the same time, though, it is what it is.
Yep.
Part of me that I lean over to the gentleman to my side and I go, we don't have to fight him. We just have to lure him with another pint.
I never said we were gonna have to fight him. At least it's hoping we don't have to do that.
If he refuses the pint, we'll drag him out.
I like your thinking, sir.
Right.
Hey,
he turns around and goes,
I didn't survive.
Hey,
I didn't survive all these years of pit fighting by being a tough fighter. I just decided to be a smart fighter. There's a difference.
Anyway.
He turns around and goes, "Hey, new friends." He's acting very, very, very friendly as you're not getting pushed in, but it's just kind of you end up gradually heading in because of all the festivities.
Of course.
And you see on the bar there's of course the normal pints, but then you see what looks like the big pint, as if there's some kind of with a note that says 15 shillings to whoever can go with this and survive. It's basically the
wow.
Have you ever heard of the melt in that one restaurant in Ohio?
There's like a dozen
Food.
restaurants that have that kind of similar challenge. Eat so much and you get paid, and or your meals
Well,
free.
I bring that up because it's that one infamous grilled cheese sandwich that is one of those cases where if you actually manage to finish it, you'll get your photograph on the wall of shame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was featured on that. You remember that one stream when you guys were going down odd foods on that one Tumblr page?
Oh, this is why you're fat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was on there. It's called The Melt.
Anyway.
Anyway, it's one of those kind of challenges. I'm just putting that out there. But he immediately goes to the bartender. He goes, a couple pints for the heroes of Averheim. Killing bandits and arsonists alike. At which point the bartender grabs a couple and he looks at Oliver and goes, "Do you want a normal keg or do you think you can handle the big one?"
Ooh. Ooh.
At this
I'm
point,
like,
I look over at Ollie. I'm like, "You sure you can handle yourself while still being able to defend in case we get into trouble later?"
You could smell the smoke. You could smell the smoke. How hard I'm thinking about it. I'm like, part of me is like, let's go for the regular pint, and part of me is going, JBL and Farouk.
Like, if we didn't have the world, if we didn't have all this, investigation and conspiracy shit to deal with, I'm almost certain I'm thinking almost certain Ollie could pack that thing away without no trouble.
That's the thing. If there's any other situation, I'd be like, yo, 2 of these bitches.
I don't know.
Let me get DRUNK. But
yep.
But we're on business, and Ollie don't drink on business. Usually. But I get the feeling I'm going to be forced into it.
Well,
it
would probably be a good thing to at least placate him with one drink so he doesn't go, what, you're too good to drink with me or something like that.
Yeah, well, we're getting a pint. I don't mind.
Oh no, this is both in real life and the game. But by the way, no, I'm not kidding. I actually have a can of Sleeman Original Draft in my Duff beer cozy right now. I'm not kidding.
Too sweet, bro.
Nice. Too sweet.
Yeah.
But
here's what I'm getting. Huh?
Here's what he said. Ollie says, normally I would take this challenge down like no problem, but one needs to watch his stomach. However, I will join you for a pint or several.
All right. Bartender goes back. He hands 3 pints. He's got 3 pints. One for Adel, one for Whistler, and one for Aristeo.
Isn't it Adel with the Silk Lady?
No, that's Adel's who we're going to pick up for the Silk Lady. That's her husband.
My name's Adel.
Oh. One freaking letter.
Anyway.
Yep. But okay, here's what everybody I want you to roll now. Roll straight toughness. If you want to use a conservative die, you can. I'm not allowing reckless die for this.
So what are we rolling?
Straight toughness.
If you want to convert toughness to conservative die, you can do that.
I think I'm good. I got my roll.
All right, lay it on me.
1 success, 2 boons.
All right.
2 success, 2 boons on my end.
All right, I'll keep the boons in mind for later. So you do manage to chug both of them down. It's not a pat on. Both of you have had dwarven ale. This isn't a pat on that, but it's not terrible. It's not like you're dealing with Budweiser or something.
Yeah.
Or worse, Biswarm Chongo.
That's my brand.
But as soon as you put it down, he ends up going. You guys are pretty good. I'd say pretty damn good. Plow.
Well, Whistler, looks like we don't have to worry about fighting him. But,
yeah, he picks him up. Come on his shoulder. Come on, I'll take you home.
And, of course, everybody in the bar is laughing because that was only like his third.
Well, and here I thought I was a lightweight.
Hey,
I think
don't you talk. You're going to be feeling it in half an hour.
I think the only person who's a bigger lightweight is B-Boy.
Ooh.
You probably heard that story, Matty, about why Punk is very, very careful who he drinks with, and especially be very careful if you have to sleep in the same room with Homicide after drinking.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Short version, Punk almost got peed on.
Oh.
Yep.
Anyway,
let's just leave it at that, and let's just leave it at do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you carry her back and go, and you see that Anel's been kind of busy dusting, which is a very amusing sight to have an elf in full armor dusting up spots on shelves.
Back in my mind, I'm thinking, part of me wishes I had a sketch artist right now.
I just look over Whistler and say, 1 word, and the blade tastes blood.
Do you see the gentleman on my shoulder right now? He is passed the fuck out.
How many did he have?
3.
She's trying not to laugh, but she's not doing a good job at it. The worst that I can say is that he's moving up. That's 1 more than usual.
Oh wow, he beat his personal record. I'll just where's his bedroom? Where is his flat? Where's his pile of hay so we can lay him down so he can be comfortable.
There's a chair in the back. Just lay him on that. I'll get the water. Later, I'll get the water. I think if he wakes up and sees 3 well-armed individuals standing over him while he recovers, he's gonna freak out.
Hands to be darkened.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, indeed, and yes, and I could at least handle 5 before I start getting dizzy. Jeez, and I thought I was light.
You know, there's so many ways I could throw this, but I'm not. I've seen you drunk. It takes less.
Hey.
To be fair, they were pungent drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And thanks to those, my tolerance has much improved. Besides, I still was conscious of everything that was happening. I was just goofy.
Goofy, yes.
Was that around the same time you had that awkward encounter with Austin St. John?
Not Austin St. John, Jason Font, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, for anyone who hasn't heard the story, one night while we were at Ranger Stop a couple years ago, we got ourselves drunk over at TGI Fridays. We had like Guinness Dark. Really strong stuff. Yeah. Really strong stuff. I had 2 of them, and that about knocked me the fuck out. Because I was gone. Yep. But I was still conscious. So we're stumbling back to our room, and as we get to the elevator, there's Jason Font, Time Force Red, right there. And he looked right at us like, you guys have been drinking, haven't you? And we're like, yeah.
Little bit.
Now, thankfully, none of us did anything. We kept to ourselves. You know, we were all in the same elevator, but, you know, we didn't do anything stupid.
We didn't pull homicide, if you're wondering.
No.
When we got drunk at Ranger Stop and ran into Jason Font in the elevator.
I don't know if you ever told me about that one.
Yeah, we were all right, I gotta explain it again because Lady K didn't hear it. One of the nights at Ranger Stop, we were at DGI Fridays, and we had 2 tall glasses of Guinness Dark.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know that's some strong stuff.
Yeah, you don't handle lager very well.
2 of those, and I was...
Yep.
I was giggling and laughing and just gone.
He was lit!
I was lit. I was lit, as Bio just said. We get back. We start walking back to our hotel. Thankfully, the bar is right in the hotel, so it's not hard to get to it.
Yeah, of course.
And right as we get to the elevator, there's Jason Font standing right there. And he took one look at us, and he's like, "You guys have been drinking tonight, haven't you?" we're just giggling like, "Yep." Now, luckily, we didn't do anything stupid. You know, we just got on the elevator all together. We all got on the elevator. We were laughing our way back to our hotel room. Next day, I walk up to Jason Font. I'm like, dude, sorry you had to see you drunk like that. He's like, dude, no, you guys are having fun.
Time for drunk force, man.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Okay.
Memories.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yep. Sorry, I just said I'm not going to talk about what I said. I'm just going to write it in Discord and leave it at that. But you'll probably get a laugh out of that.
I can't wait till
anyway.
Franco brings that up tomorrow.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Moving on.
Right,
Wait,
on.
are you? You had 5 of those fucking things? Man, you definitely are a Scotsman. You do your country proud, sir. And also,
yes,
hey,
he does.
Hey, Dizzy, welcome to the madness, sir.
But anyway, so you go. Well, thank you for at least helping out with my husband and doing business. These will probably sell pretty well. And I think being in the selling mood when he gets back to his senses will probably do him some good. He was not handling nearly losing his business all that well.
I know that feeling. My family had their low points in their businesses. It was never fun.
But hopefully selling a few silks will do him some good. The nobles around here eat these things up. But I suppose you're going you're curious about who would ask for you.
Yes, that would be worth my time.
Well, all I said is that I hadn't seen you today. But the person who asked, they had a couple of people with them, because they were dressed in yellows and blacks in their armor. One of the people with them had full on halberdier equipment. I think they were probably with the Averheim Guard. So given that, I would suggest heading towards the castle. Head to Averberg Palace. You might be able to find them there.
Oh dear, we're gonna be getting involved with the god now. This can't end well.
And of course, right over here, as you approach the gates, you hear someone. You see the guy up front goes, "State your business or turn around, sir."
We have heard that my name is Aristeo von Brenner. I have heard that someone from the god has been looking for me.
Von Brenner. Get a lot of people with fancy names. Do you have a seal?
No, sir. Unfortunately not. Again, I was just told someone was looking for me.
If you're looking for a name on the list, look for Lord Fussy Butt.
Bats him in the show. Stop.
At this point, live with it.
Never.
Brace it.
Well, that name does sound familiar.
Yes.
If anybody wants to roll a fellowship check and add charm if you've got it, you can do that to try and convince him that you're the real deal.
I'll roll the fellowship. I don't have charm, unfortunately.
All right, roll straight fellowship. You can add. Well, using reckless die probably wouldn't be a good idea in this case.
Probably not. All right, rolling.
And give yourself a fortune die because of the boons that you got previously.
All right, 1 success, 3 boons.
Nice, because, well, I suppose if somebody wanted to really try and mess around and claim there's somebody they ain't, they'd probably use a name like Franz instead of von Brenner. Go on in. Don't start any. But if you start any trouble, I will have your head on a plate.
Understood.
And the thing to note about the guards outside the gate, fully armored, and you can see that they've got a long sword on their hip, and as most guards would, they have a halberd.
So, note to self: don't fuck with guards.
Pretty much.
Not usually a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, as you head into the castle, and you do see some of the other guards during practice drills. You can tell, Oliver and Aristeo. You can tell, judging by their uniforms, that they're members of the Averheim Greatswords, who are pretty much on the line between heavy infantry and cavalry. When it comes to the military in this area, and the only reason you know about that is because of experience with the Battle of Blackfire.
Ah.
I'd imagine that Anel is looking at their technique when it comes to using a great sword and kind of scoffing at it.
Yes. Interesting. Still moving like children when it comes to using those things.
Confident one, aren't we?
Well, comes with experience, young one.
Oh, I don't doubt it. But, nonetheless,
Yep.
for many of them, they train hoping they never have to gain any experience.
Somebody overhears and goes, "Oh, what is it now? Oh, he goes, it's the troll. I see that artist snooping about managed to actually yield some results. You must be the troublemakers I've heard so much about. You see a man approaching you who's dressed in the same garb as the other great swords, although he has a lot more distinctions on his equipment. Looking kind of like this.
Oh, nice. Swanky. Impressive. Always speaks up. More like problem solvers, but yeah, same gist, same difference.
Would you hush? Show some respect. My apologies, sir. Needless to say, some of these men don't have experience dealing with men of your caliber.
Caliber. I haven't heard that word used very often amongst people, especially these days. Are you the Von Brenner I've been hearing about?
Depends on what you've been hearing.
I've been hearing that a few people have been trying to investigate what's been happening on the river and causing a trail of bodies in their wake.
Not by choice, I assure you. They've attacked us more than anything. Trust me, I don't like to start a fight if I can help it.
Wait, I remember you. You were with the Pistol Corps regiment in Blackfire. I'm surprised. Yes, I remember you. You were with the 15th regiment. He goes, and you. Funny how it seems you managed to, instead of traveling to a battlefield, the battlefield has come to you.
Apparently.
Several times, actually.
And all the same to you lot. I'd actually prefer if it was just orcs. They may be loud and noisy, but at least you know what you're dealing with.
Prefer the simpler things, do we, Captain?
I'm a captain. I hate, but because of this damned insanity, I've been forced to be a politician.
Rest assured, you're not alone.
I would much rather be out in some field hacking away at the myriad enemies of the Empire, not being stuck between between a bunch of people who are too busy stuffing their noses and vying for a seat like sharks smelling blood.
Mm. It always seems that the most difficult battles are the ones that you can't just draw a weapon on.
But where are my manners? I am Marcus Bearfast, captain of the Averheim Great Swords and unfortunate leader in duty of this town of Averheim. Now I'm already familiar with Air Aristeo, but you seem to have traveled in curious company since that engagement.
What the shit?
At this point, I look over at my crew to let them introduce themselves.
John, did you hit something?
Well, where are my manners? Hold on. Give me a second. There we go. Oliver Souffle. People call me the Whistler. You don't want to know why.
Believe me, I know why.
It's my calling card.
I had a recruit come in here hearing about that. Said he dueled somebody named Whistler in a pit fight up in Ostermark about a year ago. Lost an ear in the fight because of that.
Oh! What's his name? I might remember him. Poor guy. I think I bought him a nail. I can't think of a name. I cannot think of the name right now. Dang it.
His name was Willem. You won't have to. He decided that he'd be better served serving in an Imperial Rifle Corps Academy. So I seconded him off before all this mess started.
Too bad. Well, Helm's a good drinker.
But I digress.
Awful nice gentleman too.
But I digress. I've heard that you lot have been looking into the missing gunpowder.
Considering that one of my family's associates was connected with that, I kind of had to. But needless to say, there's a lot more that we've been looking into. By the way, out of character, Mildra, you got a friend in the chat.
Oh, it's her.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, he goes, Could you follow me up to my office at the very least? I don't like dealing with idle rumors with my men about.
Very understandable.
Yep.
In a place like this, even the walls have ears.
At which point he looks at the people training and goes, What are you standing around for, lot? Get back to it!" And he continues on going. If I see you slacking off again, the first one of you I catch slacking when I get back is going to be doing sparring practice with Arda.
Ooh.
At which point you see that watching over the people doing drills is a woman who's in the gear of a lieutenant. And although she has a spear, she is. It's very clear by her demeanor that it's a case of when there's something scarier in the front, put something even scarier in the back. Looking kind of like this.
Yeah.
Funny, I imagined her to be a little taller, you know, from that lady that played
Brienne.
Brianna. Yeah, Brienne. Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
but it's kind of hard to convey that with an image, you know.
Yeah, true. Also, insert the gimmick. Easy always likes to
I love the kind of woman that can kick. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I got a better idea.
You got the button?
Of course, I got the button.
Button.
And it would be this button right here.
I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
That's
That's the one.
That's the one.
Spike Spiegel.
That's the one.
Yeah. Also, if you want to talk about badass chicks in anime, how about I forget what's her name from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hey, honey.
Oh yeah, the eldest Armstrong.
Never mind. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
That's the one.
The Ice Queen.
Never mind. We got it.
Yep.
We were trying to remember the name of the one badass chick from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Armstrong's sister. Olivia.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you head up to his office. A few people staring because, well, for one, it's not often that Marx is seen with alongside anyone but his lieutenant, and also it's even rarer that they see an elf walking about.
And then I'll just sighs, thinking, their training seems to be adequate for the duty they're doing, but just still is amazed that the humans are still fascinated by my appearance even after wandering with them for 50 years.
Well, to put things into perspective, near humans are still an uncommon at best thing, and elves are more rare. Like humans are used to seeing like dwarves or halflings. There's even a halfling ward in Averheim, but elves not so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, you follow him into his office. He closes the door behind everybody. He goes, okay. So let's start from the beginning. What can you tell me about the gunpowder?
It was like from what? Okay, out of character, Mildra, remind me again what we learned because it's been a while, a couple of weeks. Like I don't remember.
The gunpowder. Now here's what you had learned. The gunpowder was being transported by the Red Arrow Company, but midway through its travel, it was going to Averheim and then leaving Averheim to go to Middelheim. But it was attacked not by bandits but by mutants, and they passed it off to whoever they're working for.
Okay, I guess.
And in the process, you were made aware of that some of the stuff in the camp had the symbol for a Skaven clan.
Right. Okay. All right. Here's what we know so far, Captain. Apparently, that this shipment of gunpowder was ransacked by mutants, but they weren't working alone. something was controlling them. And I'm willing to bet, and based on what I've learned from just being around this town for the last few days, there's something going on in the underbelly of this city that I don't like.
You referring to that damned wizard business? It's already bad. It's already bad enough that I almost had to deal with another riot.
It's more than just wizards, Captain. Does the term the Black Cowl mean anything to you?
I've heard some of my men talking about that. They talk about it like it's some kind of boogeyman. Like if you don't report back to barracks on time, the Black Cowl will come out and kill you.
Well, that's definitely not the impression I'm getting from that name. The Black Cowl, from what I'm gathering, seems to be the mastermind behind something. What it is, I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate or start rumors that aren't true. But I've heard his name come up in several instances. And there's definitely a web of conspiracies going around here that, quite frankly, does not lead to anything good.
Well, point me to whoever was leading you on with that name, and I'll bring them here for a thorough interrogation.
Oh, I'd be most certainly love to. Except most of them end up dead. We were trying to capture a bandit for more information because you may have heard about the boat arsonist that happened the other day. When we caught we were going to capture one of the bandits for information, but as soon as we tried to, they'd end up with an arrow in his chest.
It is a small comfort, but I can safely say that none of my men are the ones who planted that arrow there.
No, from what Whistler was the one that tried to grab them. From what he could tell, it was somebody else entirely. It was definitely not a god. We weren't even accusing anybody. Again, whatever this is, this runs deep, very deep. Much deeper than I think any of us could imagine. I know it sounds crazy, it's like a crazy conspiracy theory, but the evidence points in this direction, and I don't like it. Someone's pulling the strings behind the scenes, and quite frankly, they're in for something big.
I do not doubt that you're telling me the truth. However, I need you to firmly understand that my hands are very, very tied at the moment. Extremely tied. And I'm quite certain that others have brought this up to you, but if I am to launch any sort of pursuit, I need a lot more than rumors and hearsay. Oh, but there are 3 noble families, each of them trying to claim that they should be the ones holding this town's rune fang and be the Elector Count of Averheim. Unfortunately, because of the whole nonsense with the Mad Count, God may Sigmar rest his soul. He says with a tone of sarcasm that because he did not leave a clear successor, each of them believes that they have some right by citizenship to hold that position.
No, I understand completely, Captain. In fact, I think that's exactly what our mysterious cow is counting on. Keeping you and your god so busy you don't have time to deal with him. This is the perfect opportunity for some kind of mastermind to pull off some kind of stupid scheme. No, I don't blame you at all, Captain. That's part of the reason why I haven't been willing to approach you until I had some clear evidence. I wasn't going to present anything if I didn't have anything to present, but rest assured, I will continue looking on this. And I will try my best to keep out of your hair. You've got enough to deal with right now, but I can't promise that if trouble comes looking for us, we won't defend ourselves.
If I'm now, as far, I will say that I have heard multiple reports of missing gunpowder. I didn't put too much stock into it, but I think in light of things, I'm going to enact a few edicts, much as my men will probably grumble at it, and that anyone that any coaching company entering or leaving Averheim must have some form of armed escort. Obviously, I don't have nearly enough manpower to guard the entire roads leading in and out of the city. But at the very least, I can assure that there's not going to be too much trouble outside of the borders. Now it's just a matter of figuring out the stuff inside.
Yes, that's where all the trouble truly is lying.
If I loathe to do this, I really, really hate using anyone as a proxy. Least of all you lot, who seem to be the only ones actually accomplishing something in this town. But I would propose the following. You seem to be on good terms at the very least with Herr Weiss. Given that, and given his connections, if he has any sort of work for you, I would advise you to take it. There's something about the Graf Frederick that I don't completely trust.
Understandable. As someone whose family has worked with the Fredericks for a while, that's part of the reason why I've kind of left the family.
There have been a few letters of complaint sent to my office. He says, as he points to a small pile where he has been asking for a greater authority regarding matters, because he is a very self-made and ambitious man. And he believes he should not have to respect someone's rule who only got it through accident of birth rather than built it like he did. An admirable quality, but he's making too much noise, and I'm afraid that it's going to make a delicate situation even worse. But if it does come that way, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, sir, but I would rather he be yelling at you than yelling at me.
No disrespect is gained. Besides, I know how to deal with him. My father taught me. I may not always be be friends with my father. I may not be on good terms with my father, I should say. But I did learn some things from that old man.
Very well then. At the very least, I should permit some assurances that you'll at least have Sigmar's blessing on your side. You say as you hear a knock on the door. Come in. The door opens, and you see a man dressed in the garb of a Sigmar initiate, who walks into the office, and He gives a light salute to Bearfaust before looking at the rest of you, and let me just put the image. And yeah, Bio, it's you.
Well, didn't expect to see you lot.
Right. There's the appearance for everybody.
Confirmate.
It's not popping up.
Nope.
I see it. I see it.
Well, for you, yes, but
The rest of us, no. Oh, wait, check the chat. No, not there either.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, that's odd. How about now?
Negative.
I see nothing. I hear nothing.
Now?
Okay, I know I just saw... Oh, wait, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Hey, there we go. And oh my God, Assassin's Creed.
There's a little bit of a contradiction with that picture, but we'll explain.
It's only because the image was a little bit too perfect.
Yeah, he decided he wanted to do that picture.
But the rest of the chat probably did.
Don't worry, we'll get into that later.
Anyway.
You called for me, Captain?
Falco, you are going to be working with these four to at least ensure that they're doing this in the name of the Heldenhammer.
Sir. I take a look at our sail. Well, Brenna. Thought I'd see you again.
It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
You don't remember me, do you?
I've met many people in my day. I can't remember all of them.
See, a few years back, I used to guard your daddy.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah, I remember that.
By the way, Bio, you're cutting in and out.
Well, I might not be talking now.
Dude, do what I do. Switch to push to talk.
Switch to press to talk will work much better for you.
I'm on it.
Trust me, I learned that the hard way. Even with my projecting voice, I still have trouble with it picking me up sometimes.
Discord is a dick when it comes to that.
Yeah. Trust me.
It's an improvement. Discord is an improvement over Skype, and I do love how it allows creators to interact with their audience much better. But it still has some kinks to iron out. It's still a relatively new program.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
That sounds better.
That's better.
Okay, as I was saying, I used to guard your daddy. I remember you little brat.
Rest assured, you don't have to... I'm not as much of a brat as I used to be, and I can take care of myself, but a little extra company is always welcome.
We'll see. We'll see. And then I take a look at Whistler. Oh, Whistler. I've heard of ya. Cause if you heads roll in the pits, my kind of man.
And an ear, apparently. I forgot. Poor Wilhelm. I hope he's okay.
And then I look at Anel. Ooh, Anel. Defender. Heard of you. Heard of the rumors, too. Don't really care for him, but we'll see.
And Danilo takes a look at Falco and says, "You have a sword, but can you use it?"
It's supposed to be a hammer, but I can't Photoshop it.
It's supposed to be a hammer.
Ah.
You know, for a second, I thought you were going for a Spaceballs joke. Damn it!
Sorry.
I almost was. I almost was.
Yep, kind of ruined it. I wield a warhammer.
Ah. So, you're the hammer man of this lot.
I guess you can call me that.
Well,
My name, as he told you, is Falco Lachna. I am part of the Holy Order.
Well then, Falco. As long as you don't make... We'll stay out of trouble, and we'll make sure to follow the rules. Just as long as you don't decide to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. I think we'll get along just fine.
Same goes for you, Sonny boy.
Bit of a cheeky one, this one.
By the way, Bearfaust interrupts, and goes, Air out of stato. I did get a curious message in my last shipment. So he pulls out an envelope from his pile and goes, and reading it, he says, dear Captain Bearfaust, if you see a pistolier with my last name, tell him that his brother is still up north, and you're still an idiot. Sincerely, Adolphus von Brenner.
Ooh,
Well, he
I
still
like the
loves
sound
you.
of
That's
him.
good news.
I like the sound of this boy.
And then you wonder why I left the family.
Oh, put it this way. At least he still loves you.
And I just glare at Whistler.
I've only heard about the. So I assume that would be your esteemed elder brother, Heir Aristeo.
Unfortunately.
I only know about him because when he was stationed here briefly, Arta brought him up. He thought he was apparently a smooth player at a tavern once, and he forgot that Arta is as stubborn as a dwarf. She broke his jaw.
I knew I liked that woman.
Yes, he could get a little arrogant at times, even more than myself. But at least I acknowledge my stubbornness. It's a family trait, you know how it is.
I do.
Oh, I know, boy.
But
at any rate, I'd advise you to check up with Weiss. If any information, you folks are. Thing is, you lot are staying at the White Horse, aren't you? If I hear anything new, I'll be sure to let you all know.
it'll be appreciated, but if I may offer one piece of advice, Captain, and it's even though it's one I'm sure you already know, keep your guard up. Whatever this is, they're gonna be watching. They're watching us now that we've been in contact with you. They'll be watching you too.
If I even smell anything foul, it's going to come back in pieces.
I don't doubt that, Captain. Nonetheless, You seem like a good man.
Yep.
I'd hate to see something bad happen to you.
For the record, just saying this out of character. You have seen him during the Battle of Blackfire Pass, and when he's in the thick of a fight, it's a case of either be really good at blocking, or get the hell out of the way.
That's why I said I'm pretty sure he already knows this, considering how good of a fighter he is. But nonetheless, it's more of a token.
He goes into fights like an angry lion.
I meant it more as just a gesture.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Captain, didn't you mention to me before that you wanted me to test my metal to prove to them that I was worth traveling with?
You're not. I have to make a small correction on that, Brother Lechner. It was not me who wanted that thought. It was Arta.
Oh, I see.
But why don't we make a show of it?
Sounds like fun to me.
She should be down at the docks. Why don't you head over there and indulge her wish for a little scuffle?
Yes, sir.
This ought to be interesting.
All right. And you head back to the docks, and I won't play the music just yet. You head over there, and you see that she is waiting for you.
Oh, Arte, good to see you again.
The feeling is almost mutual. You see that she's got one of the guard, not a full on great sword, but just one of the usual guards with her. Kind of like that. He goes,
okay.
I need some confirmation that you're not going to follow this up. With all due respect,
All the spit taken.
The captain may trust you, but the only way to really be sure of these things is to trade blows.
I feel you.
Trust must be earned, not just given.
You know well about that, boy.
So here is my proposal. I want you to draw that hammer of yours. If you can land a decent blow on me, I'll acknowledge that. If you can't, then I suggest you go back to the cloister, boy.
Ooh, a challenge, is it? Your game.
All right, Bio, roll initiative.
It's agility, right? It's the agility, straight agility, right?
Straight agility,
Yep.
yeah. All right.
And
you two.
mentioning this
I
out
don't
of
expect
character,
a good fight since we got hammers and swords and blade poles. Let's get it on.
All right. Quick note: if anybody wants to be back up to have this be a 2-on-2, you can volunteer right now.
I'll volunteer. I've been seeing the stories of Arta, and I want to test my metal against her as well.
Yeah, I think me and Whistler probably wouldn't fit well in here.
Yep.
Ready when you are.
And let me go ahead and get
All right.
that
Hang on.
roll as well.
And let me get.
Ah. And Sigmara shines brightly on me. 4 successes.
Damn!
Ready? I'm ready to say when you are. Ready to go.
All right, hit me.
2 successes, 1 boon.
All right. Let me get Art. Okay, let me load up Arta's sheet. Okay, so agility is 3. Just gonna roll that as straight characteristic die. 1 success, 2 boons. And let me get a soldier. All right, same. One success, 1 boon. And let me do the arranging. All right, which means that the sword master is going first.
All right, so I am going to go ahead and
as the swords are drawn, you see that there's a crowd going around. It's like, oh shit, something's going down, and nobody wants to get in the way. And you do see a few of the fish and the wharf rats in the crowd, and they're like, yeah, I'm not fucking with that.
Ooh, a crowd. Let's not disappoint them, shall we?
indeed.
Me and Wesley just stand back. We're just kind of smiling at this.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we're just sitting
boy.
back. We're just sitting back. Hey, Lord Von Brenner, we need some popcorn and some ales.
I like the way you're thinking, sir.
I pointed Von Brenner. Watch and learn, boy.
If he flops and falls in the water, I'm laughing my head off.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Matty.
Okay.
I'm
right.
being in character. What do you want?
Yep. Okay. So what's your move? So, Anel, what's your move?
What's my move? My move is a dashing attack with playing the Path of the Hawk.
All right. He's got a defensive 2, so you're going to add 2 misfortune die to that roll.
2 misfortune to the roll. Okay. 2 misfortune. And being
Are you using Path of the Hawk conservative or reckless?
conservative?
All right.
And that's going to be. Let's see here. That's this weapon skill. It's strength check, and so that's 4 in there. And using my the with and Great Sword offers 1 fortune dice as well to that. So just make sure I've got that right. So 4 characteristics, 1 fortune, 2 misfortune.
Yep.
Okay. And I have 2 successes.
2 successes, nothing else.
Nothing else.
All right. That's not enough to do That's not enough to do a boost. So you're just going to be doing normal damage.
Okay, and that normal damage is 6.
All right. Were you going for the soldier or for Arda?
For the soldier.
All right.
Dashing right. Yeah, dashed right here.
Yep. That is 5 damage. And since you didn't get any boons, and that's not half, it's not enough to invoke a wound. And that sounds like it's gonna be it.
Yep.
Falco, you're up.
Got it.
Hey, Bio, to quote Baird from Final Fantasy VII Mission Bridge, don't fuck up.
Funny. I'm getting close to Alda and attacking using disorienting strike.
All right.
Now
Are you
remind me
using
of
that
a
reckless or conservative?
conservative. No need to get nuts.
Or well, actually, okay, you've got it. You've got at least a little bit of stance pieces in conservative, but not as much as you've gotten reckless. But let's see. All right, so you're gonna make sure to add 2 misfortune die, and you're going to be adding. You're gonna be adding 2 misfortune die straight. Let's.
So it's 2 misfortune and
Actually, yep. And let's see. Since you're doing this as melee weapons, so characteristic, you can swap 2 characteristic die for conservative die, and one expertise die because of weapon skill.
so characteristic would be strength, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to keep 2 characteristics and put 2 in conservative.
All right. Roll it.
Rolling. Three successes straight.
Okay. Are you going to inflict blinded or exposed?
I'm going to blind her.
All right, she's gonna. That's gonna be in effect on her for the next round. Now it's the
The
soldiers.
cloister gets said.
That was cheap. Now it's the soldier's turn, and he's going to try and take a swing at you.
Okay, and
Let's.
oh, then I'll go ahead and use parry on that.
All right, so that means I'm gonna have to add 2 misfortune die to the roll. And he is going to be using 3. All right, so let's see. So he's got 1 fortune die for strength, and he's going to be using 3 He's gonna be using 3 aggression die, so he gives himself 3 fortune die. What's your defense?
My defense is total soak is but his defense is
Not soak, just defense.
defense. Okay, that zoom in here. Defense is 1.
All right, that one more. Roll. Three successes total.
Okay. Do I need to roll against that, or is it just
Which means, let's see, which it's 3 successes, so he does. So what's your soak?
my total soak is 9?
Yeah, he ain't hitting that.
No.
Even with the +2 boost, that's you end up blocking that. You end up blocking that.
I just
Or rather parrying his sword with yours.
I just take my sword and just swap his away as he swings it. You're not touching me this time.
All right, now it's her turn, and because all right, instead of moving, she's going to use her maneuver to deal with blinded. But it's not going to end until the end of her turn, so she's going to have to add the challenge die when it comes to that. And she is going to take a swing at you using core a core.
I'm going to block with my shield.
All right, so I'll have to add one challenge die. Let's see, what is she? Okay, so 4, and let's go with 1 and 3 reckless. 1 there. And 2 expertise. It has to put in 2 challenge die, one from blinded and the other from core. What's your armor soak?
Total soak is 8.
All right, so that's in. Ooh. 4 successes, 3 Banes, 1 Sigmar's Comet.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound good.
Wait. Actually, what's your defense?
Total offense 2.
Which means I need to re-roll that. 2 re-rolled, 2 success, 1 Bane, 1 Chaos Star.
Ooh.
Total defense negates the successes.
Mm-hmm. Defense just adds misfortune die.
Ah. So that hit then?
Hang on a second. It hit, but it didn't. But let's see. Her damage is. What's your soak?
8.
Just one. Just shy of it. And because she effectively got 2 banes, she suffers 1 fatigue.
Haha, nice try.
Alright. And now it's your turn. Now it's your turn, Anel.
Okay, and I think I messed up my roll earlier. Because I have weapon skill, that's also an expertise dice, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well. So this time around, I'm going to play. Let's see here. I believe I played Path of the Hawk the first time, or.
Yes, you did.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and play Path of the Autumn Wind now.
All right.
And playing it conservative. And this time I am going to go ahead and switch out 3 of my characteristics for conservative dice. Add the fortune dice for the great sword, my expertise dice. How many misfortune dice? 2 again.
You're going to be adding 3 misfortune dice. 2 from defense and 1 from autumn wind.
Ah, that's right. Autumn Wind does that. Okay. Rolling. 3 successes, 2 boons.
All right, you hit for normal damage. Because you got 2 boons, you can remove a recharge. And because you removed a recharge, that means you'll be able to use parry next turn.
Let me go ahead and take off the recharge on parry.
You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by taking it off Path of the Autumn Wind.
Okay, I'll take it off the Path of the Autumn Wind then.
All right. So that means that's going to be a 3-round cooldown. And because of that, so what's your damage at?
My damage is 6.
All right. Normally I would roll a critical wound, but he backs off, and after getting hit a few times with that technique, because when using those Way of the Sword things, that's when you're pretty much going. It's like going from Dark Souls to going into Wuxia. When it comes to how you swing that thing.
Yeah.
And because Dewey backs off and just raises his hand, going, "That's it. That's it for me." And Falco, Arda scowls at the guy who gave up, and then turns her attention back towards Falco, and it's your turn.
Eyes on me, Arda. Shield slam, reckless.
All right then. Do you have weapon skill trained?
How would I make sure of that?
There should be a checkbox.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, you do.
Yep.
So you're going to get an extra fortune die, but you're not rolling strength for this. You're rolling toughness and add resilience expertise if you have it.
Toughness.
That's at 3. You can have all 3 of them be reckless die if you so want to.
And then you said 1 fortune die, right?
Yep.
Let's see. 3 reckless, 1 fortune die. Rolling. Two successes, 1 bane.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hang on. It says 2 successes plus success blank bane. And then boon.
Are you reading the results or the summary?
The result says 2 success.
Okay.
The results are what you need, are what the focus is.
2 success.
2 success, any banes or no?
Nope.
All right, you hit for 4 plus strength. So you definitely hit and you go, and that's enough to do a significant amount of damage. She goes, all right, fine, and she puts him. Goes, well, you're a tough one, aren't you?
Had enough, eh?
You fight. You're not exactly for a cloistered priest in training. You're not exactly the cleanest fighter, but I suppose with what you're doing with cleanliness isn't exactly a necessary deal.
When you're born in Austin, you have to grow up tough.
Oh, you're one of them bulls.
You're damn straight.
All right then. I'll leave it to your investigation. I'll deal with the wet blanket over here. He goes as he picks up and basically is pulling that soldier aside before they head back to the castle.
Well done, Anel.
Oh, you handled yourself well in battle yourself, so I will be the first to say welcome to the team.
Much obliged.
And that's when I walk up and go, yes, I was actually quite impressed with your battle talent. I think we will get along just fine.
Aye, you might learn something.
And
As will you.
then I whisper over to Falco, just don't play cards with the Whistler. He cheats.
Oh, I'm not.
I look at both of them, and I could put you both down with my fists.
All right, that's enough, you 3.
So what do you think, Whistler? Not bad. Remind you of your old pit days?
Now I could go one of two ways. One, I could
listening.
just say welcome to the team and move on with our day and have a pint at the end of it and have a good and rest up for the business tomorrow. The other part just wants me to put right to your face like I am right now. I'm telling you, I've eaten larger for breakfast. But hey, you're good. Keep your mouth shut. You keep your mouth shut and kick all the ass. You're goop.
I kick ass for Sigmar. Is there any better?
You just did a day live joke, didn't you?
He did.
Yep.
He kicked ours for the lard.
Yep, I caught that. At this point, I walk up like, all right, listen. Obviously, you're going to come along one way or the other. I'm not exactly in the mood. I'm dealing with enough crap right now to be having to piss off your captain. However, I am not going to tolerate your arrogance to that level. Dial it back a bit. And this is coming from me, a very arrogant son of a bitch himself. So learn well. That arrogance will get you killed one day.
As you say, sir.
Good boy.
I should point out that technically the order he doesn't directly take orders from the captain, but as an initiative Sigmar, he will defer to those sorts of authorities. And oh, come on, it's the 5th. Why are they doing fireworks right now?
Yeah.
Same thing happening here.
One of the tenets of Sigmar kind of says I have to bow down to authority to an extent.
Of course. Still, trust me, arrogance, a little bit of confidence is not unwelcome. Trust me, it gets you far in life, but there's a line between confidence and arrogance, and if you cross it too often, it will blow up in your face. I've seen it with many of associates of my family.
Oh, it's even happened to him, too.
Admittedly, I've made a few mistakes in my years, and I've learned from them.
And anyway, after the cleanup and the crowd disperses, as you head back to the inn, you do see a note in the mailbox from this one isn't from Kurt though. It's from his boss. It's from Graf Frederick.
Oh crap!
Uh-oh.
Who's volunteering to read the good or bad news?
That'd be. I kind of have to. I'm like, oh god, this is from Frederick. This is not going to be good. Let's see what the bastard wants this time.
He goes, "Hello. I take it you're the ones my associate hired to deal with that problem. I have, if you are so inclined, I have a job for you. It's bodyguard work. Hopefully if you accept this offer, you will be paid so long as you manage to accomplish it without any extra complications. I'm writing this to you not of my own insistence, but at the insistence of my subordinate and the insistence of a certain noblewoman who is quite familiar with you and your company. Regards, Graf Frederick von Kaufmann."
I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that associate's Clothilda.
Yep.
Looks like we've got von Kaufmann on our heel, watching us.
This certainly makes things interesting.
You, sir, have no idea. Knowing him.
On the plus side, if the implication is, of course, that Clothilda demanded that you group be the one to handle this job.
Clothilda, what have you gotten me into this time? This better pay off. That's all I have to say, and more than just shillings.
Right. Are you gonna head to his office?
I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
Okay. All right. Let me switch the map for you. There you go. Doesn't take you long to get there, and you end up going straight in. You see von Kaufmann, who just to remind you all, has this appearance. Goes, I see that you got my letter. I'd make a lot more business if my employees were as timely as you.
Well. Lucky day, I guess.
Luck is for people carrying around talismans and trinkets.
I'm going to keep quiet about the fact that I've got the medallion in my possession.
In all likelihood, he didn't put that in there. That was probably put in by the people handling the goods.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying I'm not going to clue him in that I'm walking around with that right now.
And besides, his whole attitude is he makes his own because keep in mind you're dealing with somebody who is very much the definition of a self-made man.
Yeah, I'm aware.
He may come from his status among nobility is minor, but his pull is a lot bigger than that because of how successful he is as a businessman. But anyway, it goes. Kurt spoke very highly of you, and given the company you keep, I can certainly see why now. But I digress. I have a job for you, bodyguarding a certain gemstone, and a certain person. He's about to continue before a familiar woman's voice is heard. You don't have to refer to me as person, Graf von Kaufmann. I think I'm a little bit more than just another possession in your company. Because right on cue, Clothilda is there. And Bio, since you're new, I'm going to show her appearance.
For real. I'll take this out of character, obviously.
Yeah.
You're smart. You're doing that out of character.
But
Doing out of character myself.
Yep, but
It's called riffing.
Yes, I specifically asked for you Herr von Brenner, because I could trust you with the sensitivity of this job. Because the person you're going to be because the person he's referring to is myself.
Well,
and that is where we're going